Go ahead.
Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting parents whose children have passed. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at this meeting is voluntary. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Discussions here are not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with our children who've passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you're with us this evening, and thank you, Isabella, for being here.
Yes, thank you, Isabella. This is
Thank
always so
you.
exciting. Again, Isabella is going to be at the conference. She was at the conference, I think every year except for the first year, maybe. Although maybe you were at the first year. So have you been at all four conferences?
I've been at three.
Three, that's
Three.
what I thought. I thought it was three. Anyway, she's amazing. And I'm always blown away by the validations that she brings through during the meetings. I'm going to go ahead and read her bio. And as I said, she's a shining light mom, just like all of us. She's an evidential certified medium, medical intuitive, grief recovery specialist, and remote viewer. Isabella has committed her life to providing healing and comfort to parents with children who have passed, as well as others who have loved ones on the other side. She allows herself to be a pure channel for those in spirit wishing to have a continuing conversation or closure with their loved ones still here in the physical. As a medical intuitive, she can locate areas in the body where past or current trauma now manifests as illness and or disease and helps release the symptoms. Isabella is able to see the soul, the highest point in our body, and reminds her clients of their true soul's purpose in this lifetime. Isabella brings compassion and empathy to every reading. Her approach is matter of fact and non judgmental. As an angel mom herself, which I love that term as well, Isabella's ability to reconnect parents with their children and other loved ones in spirit provides comfort, healing, and hope. As a spiritualist, Isabella firmly believes that each of our souls survive the transition called death and will reunite again as she endeavors to bring evidence that those in spirit are always with us, which they always are. And you can learn more about Isabella at www.thesoulreadingmedium.com. I'm going to put that in the chat box. And by the way, Isabella, maybe you could just mention if this is still possible. I think you have a discount for helping parents heal
I
parents.
do. I do half off. Yeah. For half
Okay.
off for them. So it's $200 for if both parents want to join in, just one. You just let my assistant know that you're with Helping Parents Heal, and we're happy to give that to you. I was just going to do it for a year in honor of my daughter's 33rd anniversary in spirit, but I've just decided, you know what? However I can help any parents is what I'm here to do. So happy to do it. Just let us know when you're scheduling.
Thank you. That's absolutely
Yeah.
wonderful and very reasonable as well.
Okay.
So thank you. And yes, let's go ahead and get started if you'd like to.
Okay. All right. So just to, I think Elizabeth touched on a little bit. I really won't be looking at the camera or anyone very much as I'm doing this. I see people in spirit outside of myself. they'll just start to replace my thoughts, memories, and emotions, and all I'm going to do is just try to translate that as best as I can. So, all right, bear with me just a minute. So I do recognize this young lady. I just don't know if her mom is here. Very sassy, early 20s, 22, 23, 24. She's got reddish hair. Um, I think her name is Lexi, and I just really don't know. Is her mom here by any chance? If not, I'm just going to give a message. Is her mom?
I don't think she's here.
Okay. Well, then maybe I'll just message her later. But like, there's a strength in all of this that she's showing. And like, I told you everything was going to be okay, is what she's saying. So she was here earlier in the day. So I don't know why I assumed her mom might be here, but I will make sure she gets that message. She's like, I told you. There's a real confidence in that. So I will probably message her that. Bear with me. The next person that I see, hold on one second. I've got a younger male here, 20, he could be 21, but I'm going to maybe even go up to 24. I feel really athletic with this young man. I don't know how focused he was on things in life because I still, but 21 is today is very different than it was when I was 21. Like there's, yeah, that's how I'm going to describe him. Um, really handsome, showing me kind of in longer shorts, like basketball shorts, something like this. So just very casual in how he would present himself. I think he loved being at home and loved being spoiled and taken care of. Anyone connect with this young male so far? And his passing is very unexpected, he's saying, very unexpected. Incredibly social young man. But
So
also I feel
far,
very attached to my
We have
family.
two people that are taking it
so
so
Jen
far.
A is saying, so far my son. And then Red Brick Road Yoga is saying, huh, sounds like my son. Colton,
Like,
Steve is saying, okay, oh, we have a lot of people taking this. Oh, wow.
okay. I don't know. So
Okay.
he's showing me a younger female. Like, I don't know if there's a sister that he had a sister, or if he's showing me a girlfriend, but I kind of think it's a sister. I feel like a very close relationship there. Whether it's, I think it's probably a sister. Um, and like he's showing me sitting on a couch and like picking at his feet or like putting his feet on the coffee table. So like this is a casual kid, just incredibly relaxed about everything. He says his favorite thing was to kind of make people smile, and I think it would be very hard pressed to see this young man without a smile at any point in his life. Like he charming with that, but there's no, it's not fake or put upon. Like this is just authentically who he is. Um, I think he's showing me having to do outside like yard work. This maybe not being his favorite thing, like so he would probably get distracted while doing this, or if he had a chore to cut the grass, that could take 6 hours. Um, is any of this helpful?
Yeah, Bunny
Are
is
we
saying
narrowing it down?
Cole has a sister and mentions her tall and charming. We also have Christy Nadalin, who is saying yes for everything that you were saying about the. Okay, so she's saying
Was there a
yes.
dog that was important to this young? Sorry for interrupting you, Elizabeth, but like he's showing me like a loving dog. So I don't know if there's a family dog that's still here.
She's saying yes.
Um,
Yes.
okay. Do we think this is
So who's saying?
Christy?
Christy. Christy's saying yes
Oh,
for
she's
the
saying
dog.
yes to the dog. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so
Maybe
I've
we'll go
asked
with her.
Sure, I'm going to spotlight her. I've asked her to unmute.
Hi.
Hi, Christy.
hi,
Okay. Hi,
Christine.
Christy. Okay. Like, did he have your color hair or lighter? Like, was there some lightness to
Well,
his hair?
less gray. Yeah, it was blonde in the summer and got a
Okay.
little brown in the winter.
Okay. Because it's not like he's not showing me dark hair. I'm just trying to get, I know there's maybe a couple other people. Like, I feel anybody that could make him laugh, and that was his thing, is to kind of get people to just lighten up and not take things so seriously. Um, hold on. Bear with me just a second. She's showing me all of these like lovely things, and now I'm getting kind of serious for a minute. Um, would he take some accountability for his transition?
Yes.
Okay. Because this young man is, so I'm not sure I'm understanding what he's showing me. Was there some substance issues, but not, was there any substance issues going on?
It was
Like
due to
casual?
substance. It was due to substance, but there wasn't
Okay.
an ongoing
Like
issue.
I'm not feeling strong addiction with him. That's why I was a little bit unsure why he showed me this. Like this completely feels very unexpected to him too. Like I just feel like, Mom, I just like I'm having felt like this does not feel problematic for him. And now he's looking at me going, yeah, but it obviously was. So he wants to apologize for that because I feel like you would think that you would know a lot about him. Would that be correct? Like, was he pretty transparent with you? Like, I
He's
don't
very,
think there's a
very
lot
transparent.
that you would not know because he shows me like maybe oversharing to a point, so he's now choking up a little bit and saying like he doesn't want you to think you should have known this because again, nothing about this feels particularly problematic. um Hold on, and he has a sister, you have a
Hmm.
daughter. Okay,
Yes.
were they really close?
Yes.
I think she'd like literally wanted to kick people's butt for a while after all this. Like, I gotta find out what happened. I gotta find out. It's like he calmed her down. He calmed her. You understand that? Does this make sense to you?
She's fairly calm anyway, so probably not too much of the
Mm-hmm.
butt kicking, but
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe internally, but like he's just wanted to
yeah,
like please tell
internally.
her that he's okay. Like he
Yeah.
he is absolutely okay. He loves her very much. Like this was such a good life. He's showing me just having like this joy thing. Like he says he was very lucky. Like, oh, cool. Do you see what I have on my shirt? What shirt says lucky?
Hmm. Say to that.
He's just pointing at my sweatshirt and going, lucky, lucky. Like that was kind of like it feels very charmed. Um, so, so I promise him I'll say everything that they'll say, and then I'll tell you if I absolutely believe that they're telling the truth. Was drive and direction something that he had not quite attained in life? Like,
He had just very recently in the last year found it.
okay, because look, but he's trying to tell me like how much he's got it, and like things are like I feel purpose. Like
Hmm.
he's found his purpose. Like I'm not sure if he's showing me here or there. But he's like he's got his purpose, and I feel like I love what I do. Like I absolutely like, this brings joy. And I'm not sure that he thought that he could do something like that when he was here. Did he enjoy working with kids at all? Like would he have been good
Hmm.
with younger kids? Because he showed me
Yes,
he's got
definitely.
lots of kids or like younger children around him. So maybe this is coaching or mentoring or just showing them
Hmm.
how to do things. He absolutely loves doing this, like hands-on kind of things. Um, Hold on. I don't want to use the word technical because that I'm not going to understand a lot. Which could he not fix things very well when he was here?
He didn't bother to try, really, I don't think.
Okay. Because like he's showing me now, like look at the details that he's like technically he can do all of these things, and it's not like nothing is disposable to him. Like if there's a
Yeah.
broken chair, he's gonna screw the leg. He's nothing like he's really taking a lot of pride in this aspect of him. Like he loves being hands on with this. Hold on, and he's always on time now. Was that a problem for him, like tardiness?
Oh yeah, probably a lot of the time. Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
because like he wants me to tell you how on time he is, and like his life is going very good. He says he just wants me to tell you how much he loves you. Hold on, do you still have a lot of his things?
Hmm.
um like everything you've got still feels very sacred. Like you don't, maybe you wouldn't know what to do. Have you kept pretty much everything?
Hmm.
Okay. He says, like, you don't have to get rid of anything. Like, I don't know if you feel pressured to do that, if you feel like you should, maybe even sharing things. He's like, no, Mom, you can just keep everything. Like, he's like, you don't have to get rid of a thing. I don't know that it feels like he could walk back in the way things are, but he goes, no, tell her she doesn't have to get rid of anything. Some people say, hey, give this to a friend and that and blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, Mom, just keep it all. Um, Hold on. Uh, I'm also, did he live at home by any chance? Was he at home
Part of the
when he
year,
came?
yeah.
Okay. Could he just take a long time in the bathroom? I don't even want to go down this track with him.
Not really.
He
No,
showed me
no,
being
he's
in and out of the bathroom. Like, this is a bonus. He says he's in and out of the bathroom. And I don't know what I'm supposed to say about it. Sorry, I just overshare every detail. So I
that's
don't know
fine.
if that's like, I'm telling you what he showed me, but like he's in and out. It wants me to tell like his life is very much progressing on the same track that it would here. So these successes, these things that again, the achievements and the goals, he just seems incredibly proud of this. Um, and if Was he a big side hugger with you, or would he walk around and put his arm around you? Was he very
Oh
touchy
yeah,
feely with
yeah,
you?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
because like he's taller than you as he's showing it to me, but he still
Oh
walks
yeah,
around with his arm on you. Like he still walks around like hugging you. Sorry.
yeah.
Okay, this is super cool. He was never embarrassed of his mom. My kids could not say that one time ever. Like there's no part of any of my children that could say they were not embarrassed of me. But like he's proud of you. Like I feel like if he's got a friend, you got to meet this friend. I don't know if he was in school or not. Like, I don't know what he's trying to show me with this, but like I want to include you in everything, and he wants you to know that. Like, thank you, so for being such a cool mom. Sorry, these are actually my tears because I can't imagine my kids ever saying that. And like your patience and your sense of supporting him through everything. Like she never pushed me because she never really pushed me. Like you just understood. And he wants to say thank you. I feel like this kid, hold on, I mean, this is so generic because I'm almost 60 and I don't know anything about gaming. Do you have, like, was he a gamer at all?
No,
Okay, there's a young
no,
man that came behind him and, like, showed me video games. So I didn't know if this was your son or not, but
no.
please know that he is, like, just loves you.
Thank you.
No, no, wait. He just like he needs you to know, like he really loves you and he knows you love him. He's like, don't let her go until she knows how much I
I
love
know.
her. And I kind of feel like this was something he would say to you frequently here.
Hmm.
Is he say you need to know I love you, like more or later, like more. Thank you for sharing him with me. What an awesome kid. I mean, they all are, but like that he was never embarrassed of you. Who hears that, right? Like who Anyway,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much. He's doing great. I'm gonna go to the young man that's kind of like showing me the video games behind him. I'll put him a little bit younger. Um, like
That was
17,
awesome, by the way,
18,
Isabella.
mate. Oh, they do all of the work. If this is any good at all, it's your kids. I am like such a poor substitute. So I think this young male is under 21. I'd even probably put him in his teens. Um, he's showing me gaming, like kind of being in his own world with this. But like really bright, like he would know every single thing about a game or every like he feels very myopic in what interests him or what his interests were. Like people might think he's secluded away a little bit, but I think this is just his passion. That is super general. Anyone have a son, late
Yes,
teens, maybe early 20s, that would have been very focused on gaming? Like maybe even a
yeah,
gaming chair in their room?
we have three people. Let's see. Uh, oh, actually, we have more than that. We have a whole bunch of people taking
Okay.
right now.
Let me see what else I can get. Yeah, see. He's not making me feel like a recluse, but I think people would think that of him just because he's so focused on this. I think he could do it for 10 hours a day if people would let him. I don't know why we're still talking about the gaming, but let me keep going. Um, And I think with his parents or anyone that would listen, he would want to talk about this. Like, oh my gosh, did you hear about this? This kid's like very STEM brain, which is not what I am at all. So like technical things would interest him a great deal. Um, the gaming chair feels important. Like, I need to mention that again. Like, he is showing me a gaming chair. And again, sorry for not being super specific. Um, his transition, he's showing me snapping his fingers, my sign for very unexpected. Um, this might be helpful. There's an older gentleman behind him. I think this is someone's father or grandfather, so he's got somebody there with him. I also think his dad was kind of, he said I could call his dad a nerd, like a science nerd or like an engineering nerd. How inappropriate is that? It's like, but I just feel his dad would really have gotten this kid's enjoyment over this gaming. That is so vague. I'm so sorry.
No.
Okay, so we do have a lot of people that are still taking it. Bunt, who is Noah's data, is saying he had a system, very sudden. Let's see, a system. Let's see. We also have Amber who's saying yes to all of this, as well as Trisha who's saying yes, as well as Steve who's saying yes,
Okay.
as well
I'm
as
going to kind of keep going then because I don't,
okay.
he's like, I'm just going to keep describing. So I don't think his room would have had a lot of stuff on the walls. Because he's kind of showing, I don't know if Star Wars or something was also important to this kid.
Oh wow!
Like some
Wait,
kind
wait,
of
wait,
sci-fi.
wait. IQ was 165. Dylan was in school for nuclear engineering, gaming chair, and gamed.
Yeah,
That
I think
sounds
Okay.
Trisha.
This has got to be it. Like,
yeah.
Okay. I've
Okay.
asked her to unmute and I'm going to spotlight her.
Hi, Trisha.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
hi. Okay, so your kid is like incredibly bright, and there's going to be a lot that I miss on this because, like, if you whoever said it had a high IQ, I think mine's probably like sitting right at 100, and I'm being generous to me. So there's going to be a lot, and he's not dumbing down what he's saying to me, but this sense of how do I even describe this? Um, like his excitement on what he can learn and what he can figure out and how it all kind of clicks into space. And he doesn't want me calling him Sheldon because he said that would be. Did he like the Big Bang Theory?
No, so he got annoyed, but we called him Sheldon.
Okay, but
But
he
he
doesn't
would
want
get
me to
so
call him
mad.
Sheldon. He
No, he
says
would
he
get
doesn't want
mad.
me to call him Sheldon. Like he said, don't call me Sheldon, but he just showed me Big Bang Theory. Like he doesn't want to be called that. Like he just kind of like he doesn't think there's anything exceptional about him. But it's modesty on this kid, and it's not false modesty. Like there's this like freaking excitement for what he knows and the things to come. Like what he can actually accomplish and do. Um, so some people would think I'm weird because no, my family didn't think I was weird. He's going, did they? He's looking at the man behind him like, did they? Like kind of not self-aware on all of that. And this was very unexpected. Is
Yes.
passing?
Well, to me, it was.
Okay. Would he take some accountability for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's almost like there's so much going on. Um, but here's the deal, like seriously, and he's being very serious to me, and he's kind of dumbing down how he talks to me, which I love. That's for, and he's not talking down to me, but he's like make it in terms I can understand. He's like, but there was no way you could have known. Like there was no way at all. So he really doesn't understand like why people would think that they could have stopped this or prevented this or should have known. Listen, this kid
I
does not,
came
I don't think
home
he
and
has
found him, but I
Asperger's.
couldn't save him.
Okay, but he goes, there's no way that you could know. Um,
Yes, he
hold
was
on.
Asperger's. He was very intelligent.
There's something emotional disconnect with him though that I don't think, again, he's absolutely fine. And I asked very specifically, show me your life here. Like that's my evidence because I don't really do the names. But he's still like, there was no way. There was no way. And I almost feel he's too smart to be here. I know that sounds terrible, but like I just feel kind of out of place here. Like just I feel weirdly out of place. I don't mean to make you sad, and he is fine.
No, it's
But
okay. We always said he was too compassionate and too empathetic for this world. Like he was too good.
he's also too smart. Like I mean, like I don't think he could understand. He couldn't. Like, I don't think people could relate to him. I don't, it's not that I don't think he could relate to other people. Like, I don't think people could relate to him. Um, he's taken a lot of pride in this. Look at the good friends he has. So I don't know if that was something he struggled with here.
Yeah.
Like,
He had
he's
three
got
that he
these
gamed with
very good
online.
friends, like these incredible good friends that he has, and like they're authentic and they get each other. And he's like, "This, mom, like we get each other, like this, like we get each other." And you couldn't have done a better job. He's just very seems incredibly concerned that you feel like there's something that was missed.
It was all my
Um,
fault. Like I should have known.
I understand that sentiment. I cannot agree with you for 1 second, though. And I would like to give you some free time with me if that's anything that you want to do. My gift, like, I'm happy to give you some time with him alone to kind of let him expand on that a little bit. Elizabeth and Irene both have my phone number. Please just text me. If that's anything that you want, I'm happy to do that. Here's the deal. I'm looking at your kid. He's a gazillion times smarter than I could ever be. He's obviously very caring how you're doing. And it's not that he wants to alleviate your guilt. He's like, literally, that should not exist. Um, hold on. I think you had some frustrations because like you didn't quite understand him in the way that you thought you needed to. Does that make sense to you?
A little bit because towards the end, like I was like, I just want you to be happy. Like he had all the love, support, services.
Yeah. But he wants me to tell you, like, he is absolutely okay and he loves you. And like this other young person here, like, he knows that he was loved. Like, he knows that. He lacked for nothing. Um, I just feel super sensitive and I feel people maybe didn't get that about him. And he's just showing me to tell you he is okay. He's with you. And like that gaming chair, do you still have that?
Yeah, his room is untouched. It was only seven
Literally,
months
please do
ago.
never touch that. Please do not ever touch that. Like, I think that would bother him immensely. Seriously, if you wanted to see some weird stuff happen in your house, do anything to that chair, and like this would be some poltergeist stuff going on. It's like, no, 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 don't touch that. Um,
And his
he
walls
just
are
keeps
bare
going.
in his bedroom. He's only got a few things hanging.
Okay, it's like I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, and this technical, um language that he should like he's continuing to do that over there. He's able to did he like space by any chance? Was he kind of like a
When he was
was he
little,
into that stuff?
when he was
Like
little.
he's not showing me planets, but I almost feel like he and Elon Musk could be friends. Or like something like he's just showing me that kind of like adventurer, explorer intellect, and he's still able to do that. I would be looking for signs like shooting stars, things like that, because he's showing me like he tries to send these signs and he's looking like, I wonder if they see them. So I
Oh,
don't know what your experience is with getting any signs yet. And sometimes it could be a little challenging for them to figure out how to do that or for us to notice, but he's trying, he's with you, he loves you. Um, I will say this. I feel like I want to give you a huge hug. And unlike this young man, I don't think that was something your son did.
no.
uh, I think that could be a little challenging. And he's like not awkwardly coming towards you, like he wants to give you a bear hug. Like he's just trying to give you a bear hug. Shoot. He just says, I'm sorry. I don't know if he screamed, but he says he's sorry. He's sorry and he is okay. And I would love to give you some time with him if that's anything that you would be interested in. I don't want to push you, but like he was very pushy with me to come through. So I'm glad we kind of figured out who it was because I don't know that I would have loved him to be here all night and to not get to sleep if I had got the wrong person because that's exactly what would happen. But thank you so much for sharing him with me. And if you want, I'm happy to give you some time real quickly.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you.
All
That's
right. You're
so
welcome.
beautiful. You know, it's funny. Sam is saying Isabella is always so darn generous. She's so beautiful and compassionate, which is exactly right. I want to say that I have never heard of Sheldon before. I've never seen the Bang Theory, so that was really fun to see that. Yes, I don't watch very much television actually, but unless it's French television, which is terrible to say, but that is so cool. And I just think that this child, the fact that you're always wanting to be able to help these moms and dads, thank you for doing that,
Oh
Isabella. You're
gosh,
a girl.
listen, you know, when you go through, it's been so decades for me since my daughter transitioned, but I so often didn't know how to be here with the pain that I felt. I didn't know how to hold that. And at the time, as all of you know, it feels like this is forever that we will hurt as badly as we hurt. And I remember just begging God, whatever that was at the moment, just if you can help me survive this, whatever I can do to help anyone else to my shoes, I will do it. Just please let me figure out how to carry this forever. And it doesn't feel the same way forever. And I know none of us are in the first day, or I wouldn't assume that any of us are in the first day of our children leaving, but it shifts and it evolves. And if there's ever, particularly parents, like, this is the worst thing that we will ever experience. And it takes a while to find your footing again. So it is so authentic that I say, if there's ever anybody that I can help, it's my honor to do so because I know what this is like.
I just want to
So,
say that I know you've helped so many people in this group. And for those of you who are new to this group, Isabella is one of those people that is 100% genuine. And
I'm crying.
she knows what it's like to have a child in spirit. And she understands what we're all going through. And I want you all to know that our kids are home and we're still in school, and this is the
Yeah.
hardest school in the universe. So we're having a hard time, but they're having a blast. And just the fact
Yeah.
that this young man who just came through wanted to hug his mom, and obviously that hadn't been something that he'd done very much of before. He's happy. He's with friends. He is
Yeah.
understanding
The friends
all of
feel
this.
important.
Go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
he's still talking for 1 second. I'm sorry. His mom did not get a tattoo, did she?
I did. I'll show you.
Oh, he's literally like this. Oh,
Yeah.
So wait a second. I'm going to spotlight you. Trisha, say something so that the camera will pick
Oh,
it up. Oh, there
yeah.
it
So
is.
this is his thumbprint
Oh,
oh
and his
my gosh.
signature.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, I love that.
oh, that's
Oh, he's like, oh, mom, like this. Oh, mom. But no, no. He's
And
like,
his
she's
brother
got a
got a
tattoo.
matching one on his leg.
Oh, wow. Oh, I love that. I think he's more surprised at yours than his brother's, the way that he's showing it to me. Like, I think this is a little bit more surprising to him. Also, that's an Apple Watch, right? He's showing me, like, look for glitches in that. It would be him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Does that have something to do with him? Like the heart?
Um,
Or no?
kind
Is
of.
that
I
just
was
showed up?
well, we were in
Wait,
Indiana and
the
I kept
tattoo is a heart.
yeah, tattoo's a heart.
And there's a heart on your phone right now, or your
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
And that's not normally there?
The heart, yes. I put that there. It was his picture, but it made me too sad.
Okay.
But after he transitioned, like I found hearts everywhere, like heart-shaped leaves.
Okay.
Like
Yeah. He's trying really hard to send you signs. He's just like he really is. I think I never want to overpromise and I don't like to talk about future stuff doing this, but like I feel very confident saying that your sign magnitude and quality and volume is absolutely going to increase. So just be on the lookout. Okay.
all right, thank you.
All right. You're welcome. All
Yes.
right. Let me see who is next. Um, so I've got a younger female here. Her age might be tricky. So, someone have a daughter in spirit, like 14, 15, maybe 16. If she's 16, she would look kind of young. And I could maybe even put her a little bit younger than that. anyone have a daughter that age? I really could be getting her age wrong, but I don't think so.
Um,
No one yet?
I want to make sure that everybody understands how to write in the chat box because unfortunately, sometimes people don't know. So if you hover on the bottom, you'll find the chat box. So we have some other people saying 16 for iPhone, 16 for
Okay.
Tina. Um,
It's kind of a darker color, like not black. Like it's not black, but it's like she just looks like she has darker hair. Um, I feel very comfortable with who I am. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like this person is comfortable in their own skin. Like, very comfortable in her skin. That's not a lot. Hold on. Um, I think there's like this free spirit to this young lady. I could be a little bit off on the age, and I'm sorry. So this is not connecting right off the bat with anybody. I might need to adjust her age up a little
well,
bit
no, we
then.
have iPhone saying
Um,
17, and we also have Tina saying 16. So I don't know about the hair color, though. Lisa was just asking about the hair color. So we do have a 17 and a 16-year-old. Um,
okay,
let's see,
I'm gonna
Tina's
keep
saying
Tina,
going and
dark
seeing what
hair.
else she'll show me.
Oh,
yeah,
wait, it
Tina
sounds
said dark
right.
hair.
Dark hair.
Tina says dark hair, yeah, and she's
Yeah.
16 or
Okay.
Okay,
so.
I've asked her
And
to unmute.
can we bring her on real quick?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
here she
sure
is.
will. There we go.
Hi. Is that her? Is that a sibling? Is this her brother?
Oh, wait, you just
Okay.
muted.
You muted yourself.
Can you unmute?
Because she
Okay,
just
there we
yelled
go.
out, "That's
There we
my
go.
brother." She just yelled out, "That's my brother." So this has got to be
What'd you say?
okay. Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Were you close to her, the brother?
So yes.
Yes.
Okay. Because like I feel like I want to give you crap, but also like this isn't a good friend of mine. Like, was there some playful banter between the two of you? Like, kind of still?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Because literally I don't know if there was wrestling around or what, but she's like showing me like she's so excited to see you. Like she's so sorry, mom, but like she's like, this is her brother, this is her brother. Like, this is so freaking cool. She's like, yay, 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 yay. Hold on. You're driving, right? Like not at the moment, obviously, right? Did you just start driving?
Me? No,
Yeah.
I'm 20. I just turned 20, so I've
Okay.
been driving a few years.
What the heck is she showing me? Uh, are you a good driver?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Maybe
drive a
this
little
is what
quick
I'm supposed to
sometimes.
talk
But
about.
yeah, I'm a good driver, but I drive a little quick.
Okay, because like, so normally as a mom, because I am a mom, I would tell you slow down and calm down, and I will say that because your mom is sitting here, but she's like, yeah, she's like, yeah, yeah. She's not minding this at all. So, but slow down and wear your seatbelt and drive well, because she wants me to tell you that as well. But she's talking about the driving, kind of maybe being a little reckless. Okay, hold on. There's something about music between. Sorry, I thought this was going to be for mom, but she's so stinking excited to see you. I don't know if you've talked to her before or had communication with her, but like she's jumping out of her skin to do. Is music important to the two of you? That is so vague. I need her to give me more. Um,
She really likes yeah, she really likes a lot of music, a lot of different varieties. I like music a lot. Like
uh-huh.
yeah, I have a trumpet I play a lot. I also listen to a lot of music, and she loved a lot of different types of music.
Okay, like this is like she goes crank it up. Like there's something about the music with you that I'm supposed to mention. Um, hold on. Bear with me. Sorry. She's like showing me things different. She's like, no, get this, because she doesn't want her brother to walk away. Uh, man, this your sister just like adores you. Um, would you include her in things?
When I was younger, I was like slightly mean because I was just like, what I mean, when I was like 8, like, but I tried to recently, like the past couple years, 'cause I really did
She
want to
wants
like
to
hang
say
out with
thank
her.
you. She wants to say thank you. Like there feels to be something inclusion, like just like letting her be around or be like she just keeps bragging about you and talking about what an amazing brother. Like she cannot listen. If you feel badly about anything, please don't, because she's got you on this pedestal that I will never be able to attain. She just loves you so much. Um, and she was this unexpected, her passing?
Very.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because she goes, you don't feel bad. Like, don't feel bad. I feel like you've kind of not responsible in the way that you caused this, but like she goes, no, 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 no. She goes, don't feel bad. She goes, so I'm not saying bad words on here, but if I were, it would start with an S and end with a T, is what she said. Like that happens. Like it happens. She goes, she doesn't want you to feel badly about anything. Um, like she's your biggest fan. She just can't wait to see what you do in life. Like she's so sorry. I know I'm supposed to be doing this for parents, but she's just going on and on with the brother. Um, hold on. Are you still living at home?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like her absence feels so most strongly to you. It's almost like you kind of look around for her sometimes. Where is she? Like I feel like there's maybe some expectation that she should be sitting. I mean, obviously that she should be there or be like coming in, but she's just me like thinking of someone, you say something to her and then boom, it hits you. She's not here. Would I be understanding her correct? Is that your experience at times?
Yeah, it just feels
Okay,
weird. Like I'm
so
looking for.
she's yeah, she's like, tell him I'm right there. Like she's right there. Also clean up your room. You got some crap underneath your bed. She wants to say, like, get everything in order. Like you need to make sure the room is clean. I don't know. She kind of feels like the big sister, and I think you're the big brother. Were you the big brother?
Yeah, I'm the big brother.
But she
Okay.
acted like a big
But
sister,
like
yes.
she's kind of like she's bossy with you. Like I feel very maternal here with you. Like wipe off the counter when you go leave the bathroom. Like there's something about like there's water on the counter. So she's still kind of picking on you a little bit with this. But she just wants to tell you she loves you. Like she loves you. Um and like this is so hard for mom to let you go do stuff. She goes, you have no idea. She goes, so be nice. Like this is so hard for her. It's almost like mom not wanting to let him out of your sight. Really, it's this underlying fear or nervousness. But she's like, "Mom, he's fine. I've got him." But she's like, he's telling you to be nice to mom because you just don't know how hard this is. Um, are you in school still?
No, I'm not.
Should you be in school still?
I never went to college, but I have a business. I said no.
Okay, hold on. Are you mature, responsible, and got your act together?
You think I am, Mom? I don't know. That's hard to
Your
answer that
mom's shaking
myself.
her head. Your
Yes.
mom's shaking her head. Your sister is shaking her head.
Yes.
Listen, if you feel like I do not think an accounting class or something like that would do you any disservice at all. She's keeps showing me you need to go get this.
Hmm.
So I don't know if you're in charge of the book. There is some part of this that you need to maybe look at continuing education. Doesn't have to be a
Hmm.
4-year degree, 2-year degree, but she just showed me like you could go and do this. Um, Hold on, now she's moved over to mom real quick.
You called it mental.
Like there was not like I feel like she just walked out the door and said bye, and like I thought there would be. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm glad she talked to her brother. It's good.
I'm sorry.
Like she just like, no, 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 no. This is not sad. And I know this looks sad, but she said she's like she just walked out the door and she thought she would be back. Do you understand that?
Oh,
Oh. Oh.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Is she asking us, you think?
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if that's what she thought.
so we don't really know.
You don't know what happened?
Well, we do know what happened.
But we don't know if
Okay.
she meant to.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say this. It just feels like she thought she'd be right back. So when someone takes accountability for their transition, that's looks one way. And when somebody takes responsibility, that looks a different way. How about I say that? Would that make a little more sense? I tell you what,
Hmm.
I would also like to give the two of you or mom or whoever, if you want to speak privately, I'm happy to do that. Elizabeth and Irene both have my numbers. Just text me and maybe remind me of which child is yours. Um, but she's like, she's okay. Like she goes, she thought she'd be right back. She thought she'd be right back. Is what she's saying to me. And she just loves you both so much. And I hope that this is something that, again, my gift, if you'd like to spend some time with her, I could do that in the next couple of days, probably. It would maybe be at a weird time. But I'm
Okay.
happy to do that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there anything you want me to ask her real quick?
You have anything, Mom?
Oh gosh, that's like a big question.
I know that's putting you on the spot. Sorry. Um,
Yeah. I mean, obviously the biggest question is, I mean, like, is she okay? I mean, I guess they are okay, right?
so,
Yeah.
um, like, what's the best day you've ever had in your entire life? Like, no, seriously, like, what are the best memories, the best day you've ever had in your entire life? Um, that's obviously not your experience right at the moment, but when we
Yeah.
leave our body, that's home. And it's very familiar. It's very like, oh gosh, this is where my belief, we don't have to share this, but my understanding, this is where we started, this is where we end up, this is a place where we come and learn. We might wish that we would have done things slightly different sometimes, but there's not a punishment phase like that I've never seen that. Again, I've seen people all of my life in spirit. I've never seen anything like that, so I don't think that exists. But it's the sense of being home. The part that's frustrating for me, and I'll just say this for everybody, their disconnect with how hard this is on us. That it's because they have a memory and they're back where they started from, and it's like, okay, yeah, this was like Elizabeth said, this was school, and they get that very clearly. Meanwhile, you and I and your son are sitting here like, how do we go on, like, make it make sense? It's the puzzle in our head just exploded and forever lost 5 to 10 pieces that we'll never put back in place. So she is okay. um she wants me to tell you this, so I'll say this. Could she be kind of critical of herself too? Like, was
Yes.
there a
Yeah.
shortness with her? Like, because she goes like, tell him that's gone. Like everything, just not that it makes sense, but like she doesn't feel the need to be critical anymore. So I think if she would do that to
Hmm.
anybody else, like she goes, imagine how much more I did it to myself. And there's this abruptness at the way she could talk to people, like, don't you understand? But she goes, she didn't mean it that way, like as harshly as it would come out. So she's apologetic for that. But like she goes, I'm okay. And there is like an obvious disconnect with your child and how it feels here, but that's not unusual. That is just not unusual. And she doesn't want anyone to think she was mad at them. I don't know. Your family is thinking she was upset. Um, she just goes, I wasn't mad. She goes, I'm not mad at anybody. I don't know if that was a question, but she's very clear about that. So
Mhm.
if you would like to spend some more time with her, I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
And we can go into some of those other things, but she's
Okay.
doing beautifully. I don't know that I believe her that she's not so picky. That I'm kind of skeptical about, but the sense of being critical and hard on other people and hard on herself and maybe not always so kind verbally, that seems to have disappeared
My
completely.
gosh, that's pretty spot on. I won't
Yes.
lie. Pretty
Well,
spot
I'm gonna
on.
say this. She's showing me like opening the refrigerator and like, oh, there's nothing, like, oh, and just like, but this feels teenage stupid. Like I do this and I have like 3 refrigerators and it's like, oh, there's nothing to eat. So that kind of sense of just
Hmm.
maybe her brother closes her, but like the PMSing all the time, kind of like because that's gone. Like she's just very laid back, skeptical of that laid back part, but like she's doing okay. She really is. So you want to talk to her? I'm happy to make
Okay.
that happen. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you
so
so
much.
much for sharing
Thank
her
you.
with me. Was her hair
Thank you.
about your color, Mom? Was her
What's
hair
that?
about your color?
Yes.
Was her hair about your color?
Yes.
Yeah, this is your kid. Like, this is your kid. Hold on.
Mhm.
I'm going to stick with you for one more minute because I really
Okay.
feel like you would think that she did things just to piss you off.
Yes.
She's like, sorry. She's acknowledging that. Like, she could just she knew the buttons to push. She goes, she knew the buttons to push, and she's sorry, but she is owning that. She's taking ownership in that. She
Yeah.
goes, yeah,
Yep. She
she's
did.
sorry.
She knew exactly. Yep.
She
How to.
knew.
Yeah.
She's good
But you
at
know
that.
what? I like her. I like you're like, she knows herself. Like, there's this sense of confidence, and yeah, she's doing great. So your
Hmm.
best day, your best memory is your daughter's experience all of the time, with just the realization and looking back and going, okay, maybe I could have done this differently. Like, that's going to be about the extent of it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for sharing her. You're
Thank you.
welcome. All right, I'm going to try to
That
do
was
one more real
beautiful.
quick.
Okay, yes. And by the way,
All right.
I have sent the text information to both of the
Oh,
moms.
thank you.
So it's in the
Okay.
private message, but just so that you guys look to make sure that you get that, because I know that Isabella's going to be bothered by these kids until you call them or text them.
Yes, sooner rather than later would be better for me. No, like no pressure, but it would really be nice. Okay, like I'll literally make time for you in the next couple days if we could make that happen. Okay, I'm gonna do two more. Bunny, do you have a son in spirit?
Bunny. So are we,
Okay, okay. Like, I just looked down and I saw the name Bunny, but this is your son.
okay,
Um,
so we pull
okay,
up
so just
Bunny.
to get,
Yes. I've
Okay.
asked her to unmute, and here's the spotlight.
Hi,
I
Bunny.
think you've probably, can you hear me?
Can you unmute, Bunny?
I'm trying. There.
Okay.
Okay. Like, I'm gonna guess, and please tell me if I'm wrong on this, that I am not the first person on a gallery to pay attention to your son. Have you spoken to him on a gallery reading before? Because he's
Yes,
like,
I have.
I always get to talk. Like, he's like, I always get to talk. He's very much like with his arms, like, and he's smiling big, but he says, she needs to know I'm okay. Like, he
Oh,
enjoys
good.
communicating with you this way, but he says, tell her I'm okay. Um, he has got the best. Did he have a toothy smile when he smiled? Like, cause he
Yes.
is showing me, like, there, he's got your smile, like, literally, like, he's got your smile. Um, yeah. Hold on just a minute. He is so proud of himself, but I think he does this all the time. Was he somebody that kind of craved the spotlight when he was here?
No, it's very quiet. Very quiet.
You could not have told me anything more shocking. Seriously, because that is not my experience with this kid. Like, not at all.
He's worked
Um,
really hard to come through because he's very quiet and he tends to come through right now, right before the hour ends.
well, there's another young male that I'm going to get to after your son, but like, he just is kind of like this. Um, Hold on a minute. So I think this exuberance was just like that. I noticed him and kind of got his attention and telling
Yeah.
me like, this is not the first time. Hold on. Um, I feel really gentle hearted with him. Hold on just a minute. Um, like, did he have a huge amount of empathy and compassion toward people? Like, did he have a huge amount of like I almost feel like I couldn't watch a ASPCA. I cannot watch those commercials where they're asking for money for animals. I don't know that that's your son's thing, but like, it's that kind of soft heart that he would want to help people. He says he got that from you. He got that from you. There's a woman behind him. Is your mom in spirit too?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
like,
And
she's right behind him. She says she's got him. She's watching over. Was she a religious lady at all? Like, was
yes,
faith important to her? Because she's showing me a
very.
Bible, and like, she's not beating him over the head with it, but like, they're both sharing this Bible, and she's like, she's keeping him in line. But he doesn't need it. Like, he's
No.
not in need of that. This gentleness with women, I think, was so evident in your son. Um, would he go to church with you?
When they were little, he and his sister would
Okay.
go.
I feel like I can't stand still when I'm doing that, but he's just showing me like being dressed up. Like this is not like he's showing me kind of being dressed up to do that. I think your mom is dragging him to this now. I'm pretty sure of that. Like I'm absolutely positive of that. Like she's dragging him and making him do it. But he just wants me to tell you he loves you and like thank you, thank you. Um, hold on. So this is weird, and I'm not sure I'm understanding him correctly, but are you not as traumatized by how he transitioned as you used to be?
It's softened a little, but there's
He
still
says that's because
trauma.
of me. Oh, I found my daughter. So I'm not trying to make that, but he's showing me that he has like he's worked real hard to kind of ease the shock of that, like the trauma of that. And he will continue to do that. And your mom's going, just give it to the Lord, just give it to God. Like she's like, we're with you. She's showing me angels being around, but your son is very much indicating that he is like softened the blow of this, like absolutely softened it. And I think how long ago did he transition, Bunny?
3.5 years.
Okay. Because like I don't think this is according to your son, not according to me, but according to him, like you're no longer like on this constant watch of okay, when can I go? So he's showing me just a little bit more balance in life. He knows he's still missed, but it's softened. That's the better way that I could say it. Like this is
Yeah.
softened. And he wants me to tell you he loves you. He is not leaving your side at all. Um, is his sister very bossy?
I don't think, well, yeah, kind of. She's
Okay.
assertive, but
But
he
would she
always
make
asks
sure
about
that she
me.
comes in and make sure that you're eating and how you're doing and watching over you? Is that a job that she has or like she has
No,
assumed? Or was that him?
no, no.
All right. Well, he's trying to send her over with food and make sure you're eating and make sure that everything is going okay. And he loves you. He Yeah,
Thank,
he's doing great. And
thank you.
listen, I know grief is hard work, but he's taken a lot of credit for this, like a lot of credit. So maybe you could, if you're doing really well, tell him thank you. Because and on days where it's a little harder, just ask him to kind of help hold your hand through some of this because he's trying.
I
Okay,
can tell. I
I'm
know
gonna
that
do.
he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one more. I've got another meal, but this is an
Thank you, Bunny.
older.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing him with me. There
Bunny.
was no way I
Thank
could
you,
avoid that
Isabella.
one.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. I've got a male here. I'm gonna put him at like his mid 30s. Um, I think there might have been some substance issues with this male. Like a good 35 to like 38. Does anyone have a son in spirit that age or
Carrie's
I
son is
imagine like
30, was 30 when he passed. Christy's saying 30.
um uh and substance issues or a history of kind of addiction issues?
Yes.
Okay.
Carrie's
Let me
saying yes.
see what else. Bear with me just a minute. I'm sorry for running long, but I really want to get this
No.
young man. Um,
Yeah.
okay.
And
Like
Tracy's
this
saying her
young
son was
man
33.
tried. Like he tried. Did any of these people validate that this kid kind of was beginning to get his life in order, even if that was according to the world standards, maybe not where everybody else thought he should be, but like making these strides or being able to kind of take care of himself?
So we have a lot of people taking that. Christy is, Carrie's taking that. Let's see, we also have Trisha and Cynthia. So there are quite a few people who have
Okay.
that same
Then
age.
I'm just gonna maybe I don't know that I'll be able to narrow it down much more than that, but like the sense of like, hey, maybe I hadn't graduated from Harvard, maybe I hadn't done this, but like he's showing me like doing what he needed to do to get where he needed to be. And I think this is probably like recovery after recovery after recovery with this young man. Like he's showing me lots of relapses that he might have experienced. Um,
It sounds to me like it might be Carrie. She said her heart is racing, and it sounds like Could we bring up Carrie for you? Is that okay?
Sure,
I know that
sure,
Irene
sure.
mentioned her in the very beginning, but I think that she might be the right. Okay, hi
Okay.
Carrie.
Hi.
And if anybody else can take any of this, then maybe we'll.
If it's not for me, I don't want it. I want who's supposed to get it, just so you know.
Nope, nope, nope. Did your son look like you a little bit?
No. I mean, he had brown hair.
I see a lot of similarity. All right, hold on. Very supportive. Uh, Hold on. Were your boundaries pretty good with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because he wants to thank you for that. However you treated his illness, and he's very comfortable with me calling it an illness. Like he said that was the right thing that you did. Like this was the right way that you handled that. He really wants to say thank you. And everybody has a different. I have a child with addiction, and I know there's no right or wrong way, but your son is telling you you did like thank you for that. I don't think you tried to rescue him anymore. He says that was up to him to do. Am I making sense to you,
Yes.
Carrie? Okay. Hold on. Oh man. I don't know how to say this. It's not bad. It's just did you see him after he transitioned?
I did not.
Okay. So he's telling me that he heard you talking, but I don't see you anywhere around him. Like I don't see that. But he said like my poor son, my baby, something like this. Like he heard what you were saying. Um and just wants to thank you for your support. Like thank you for what you did. There's no failure, and he even gets that about himself now. I think he would kind of be one that would want to take what he learned and help and mentor other people. I may not be getting that exactly right. Was he in recovery group by any chance?
No. He had recently had to get clean for a job, but then he went home for the weekend.
Okay, let me ask it this way, because he says you're his mom, so I'm going to keep going. Would he have wanted to extend himself to be helpful to other people if he could?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I know that's kind of general, but I feel like if I have a dollar, you can have 50 cents. If there's something I can do to kind of help you out, he's showing me that would be who he is. And he's still showing me doing this kind of like for the least of these type thing, like doing what he needs to do to help other people. He says, because he's figuring out how to do that for himself. And he's giving you credit for that.
He once lived in his car and
Um,
invited a friend to live in the car with him because the friend didn't have
Okay, because it's like if I have something, you have it too. Like he's showing me knowing what it feels like to be, and not from his home life. He says like because he's made me feel that he wanted for nothing, but the positions that he found himself in life, and he's taking accountability for that. He's not pointing fingers or going, "This just happened to me," but he said my life ended up where he knew how it felt to be in those places. He knew how that felt, and
My
he says
son
he's still
my
doing those
son was
things over there.
adopted.
Pardon?
My son was adopted from foster care, so he knew bad. You know what I mean? Like he knew struggle.
Okay.
And he
Okay. 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 I got to just say, we all question our parenting when we don't have our child here anymore. But let me just say this: he has nothing but superlatives to say. There feels to be structure would be important and consequences. And he says he needed that. And thank you. Like, thank you for that. Thank you for giving him that. This sense of, I know you can do better. I don't know if those were exact words that you said or that was the sentiment, but he wants to say thank you. He loves you. Like he so loves you.
did.
No, he does. He did. He don't say did. He said he does.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. Thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful as well. Oh my goodness gracious. Thank you, Isabella. I'm going to go ahead and unspot like Carrie. If all of you who got validations this evening can send me a validation story with a picture of your child and for the newsletter, because it's always so great for all of us to be able to see these kids. And Isabella, I just can't believe it. You came out of doing readings all afternoon, maybe all day.
Working all day. This is fine. No, I thank you so much. It's just such an honor to be. Thank you for having me. I mean that. And again, if I could ever help anyone, it is my honor to do so. It really is. If you enjoyed any of this, it's your children. I am just. Uh, if I look good, it's because of them. So I just want to thank everybody for having me and sharing all your children. And please do not think for a minute that these are the only young people that showed up, because that is absolutely not true. Now I have to ask everyone to kind of go back to their homes when we're done, but there's a lot of more children here. So thank you so much for inviting me.
They're all here. I can feel them here, and they are all so excited to see these parents being able to smile, and they high five each other every time that a parent does. So I just want to also say that I see Marta Nesham on here. They just started a new group in Colorado Springs. So with Ann Griever. So if you're in Colorado Springs, make sure that you join their in-person meetings. Regina Homan is on here as well. She has just started a new group in Rhode Island. She's going to be starting to have meetings with Claire Silva as well, who's another affiliate leader there. I'm really grateful to all of these affiliate leaders and caring listeners who come on. And Isabella someday is going to start an affiliate in Arkansas as well. So just wait for that.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Very,
Yeah.
very busy, but one of these days I know that we're going to have one in Arkansas. Thank you so much. This is always so wonderful. If you guys would like to unmute and say thank you, and Irene, did you want to say something first?
No, just thank you, Isabella. This was wonderful.
Yes,
Well,
it
thank you
was.
for having me. Thank you so
And
much.
thank
I
you
hope
so much,
everybody has a
Isabella.
wonderful
Yeah.
evening.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Isabella.
much.
Thanks,
Bye.
Isabella.
Isabella.
Wonderful.
You.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye.